Hey, good riddance to Christine Wilson. She's an FTC commissioner who was given space in the Wall Street Journal on Tuesday to quit her job. She published a resignation letter attacking the chair of the FTC, Lena Khan, for, I guess, making the agency more effective. Wilson is a Republican appointee, so you can probably guess the stuff she's mad about. The FTC has been more aggressive in its antitrust activities, blocking mergers that would be harmful to workers and consumers. Wilson described this as lawlessness within the agency, and she specifically mentioned Chair Khan overseeing a merger review between Meta and a virtual reality gaming company called Within. Wilson said Khan should have recused herself because she has in the past been critical of Meta's monopolistic activities, and that Khan's presence in the review violated the company's due process rights. That's a pretty laughable concern, especially in the pages of the Wall Street Journal, which never has a problem with regulatory capture. I mean, the government is a giant revolving door between the private and public sectors, and that's how capital wants it to be. But the second you get an actually aggressive regulator, one who hasn't passed through the revolving door and isn't interested in it, then the financial press starts screaming about abuses of power. Wilson went on to specifically cite recent rulemaking by the FTC to prohibit exploitative non-compete clauses. In fact, she tried to tattle to the Supreme Court, writing, quote, "In January 2023, the commission launched a rulemaking that would ban nearly all non-compete clauses in employee contracts, affecting roughly 1/5 of employment contracts in the U.S. This proposed rule defies the Supreme Court's decision in West Virginia versus EPA." No, it doesn't. Wilson lost a policy fight at the FTC, so she's running to the Supreme Court for help. Pathetic. But also kind of funny to criticize Khan for alleged conflicts of interest, and then in the next paragraph make an appeal to the Supreme Court, which is just dripping with conflicts of interest. Hey, Christine, Google Ginny Thomas. Anyway, the real motivation for this resignation letter is to give fodder to capitalist interests opposed to Lena Khan's agenda, and also for Wilson to inform suitors in the private sector that she's ready to cash out. As the Revolving Door Project posted in response on Twitter, quote, "The question on our minds is Christine Wilson really about to rage quit because the FTC is finally doing its job, or has she lined up a lucrative new gig at a pro-monopoly law firm like her former colleague, Noah Phillips?" Hey, perhaps it's a little bit of both. But Wilson's whiny column actually wasn't the worst thing published in the Wall Street Journal this week. Nope, this was an article titled, quote, "To save money, maybe you should skip breakfast." This piece talks about how inflation is affecting the prices of breakfast foods, with zero mention that the cause of the cost increases is corporate consolidation in the industry and straight up price gouging. Instead, the article advises people to skip breakfast. Quote, "Breakfast lovers might be better off just having a cup of coffee." Yep, people are just better off feeling like shit the rest of the day. I mean, we could call for a windfall profit tax to remove incentives for price gouging, but let's emaciate most of the population instead. Really great advice, guys.